So you're probably wondering why I'm making this video for future 2019 graduates about 2.5 months before the commencement date. Listen, guys, there's a lot of people out there right now that are basically putting a negative stigma on going to college. Did I go to college? Yes. Did I go when I was supposed to? No. I went to college as a grown-ass man. I was about 28 years old when I graduated with my associate's degree, and I'm also like halfway done with my bachelor's. However, right now is not the time for me to finish it because I have so much stuff going for me that I just can't allocate the time to invest into finishing my degree. Am I going to finish it eventually? Yes. However, is it necessary for me in order to continue succeeding? Absolutely not. So I'll give you a little bit of a back story on myself. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. Make sure to subscribe. That way you get notifications when I do put content up. But my name is Osmani Herrera. I am a quote-unquote digital marketing, let's call it person. I don't like to call myself an expert because I'm by far means not an expert. On top of that, from time to time I do help people with personal development and organizational development as well. I do consulting for that. Now, a little bit of an elephant in the room, right? I am a high school dropout. So why did I drop out? That's a long story, but I'll give you the elevator pitch of it. The fact that I dropped out when I was in my beginning of the junior year in high school because my parents had divorced and I was working a full-time job. I couldn't keep up with my school. Plus, I was just damn right bored with high school. Never been a studious person by any means. Excellent test taker, horrible at doing the work because I would just get very bored. But long story short, I did drop out of high school, and I went to college. I punted my associate's degree, and I ended up with like a 3.4 GPA. But to digress and not dwell on the whole my story thing, if by any means you think that getting this degree is going to open up new doors for you, you may be right. See, there's a very big controversy going on at this point, and it's stigmatic in the sense that it's being linked to the fact that you are incurring massive amounts of debt in order to acquire your college degree. So in that aspect, yes, it's basically it's like you're going into debt before you could even make it, get an ROI. Really bad. See, the whole thing with a degree is that at the end of the day, it's just a paper. The funny thing is that a lot of organizations now, when you have a degree, let's say you got your bachelor's, which is no longer enough, but then you go on and you get your master's degree. Then when you have your master's degree, you're overqualified. So let me get this right. So they ask you for your bachelor's degree, yet when you have your, let's say, MBA or your master's in education or so on and so forth, at that point you're considered you're overqualified. So it's a catch-22. You're underqualified, you're overqualified. But fact of the matter is that we're living in a day and age where a lot of businesses right now, at least the ones that are growing at a rapid pace, are no longer looking for the quote-unquote scholar, right? Because everybody's going to college now. So there's really nothing that 10 people with a college degree side by side are going to have that stands out to a potential employer. All of them have bachelor's degrees. All of them come from an accredited college. All of them come from an accredited university, and so on and so forth. So the fact that you have a bachelor's degree is no longer a aha moment for an employer to pick you. When our parents, I'm 31 years old, when our parents were entering the workforce or around our age, you had a college degree and it was like, whoa, you know. But times have changed. Everybody has a college degree. And to go a little bit back on what I was just saying, it's no longer a determining factor for you to get placed in the workplace. And then you're going to have people, funny enough, right? A lot of the people who are bashing the whole degree movement and fuck college and all that stuff are people who are trying to sell you a program for you to go on and become an entrepreneur, so to speak, right? There's no becoming an entrepreneur, right? And I'm going to leave that for another video, because there's a big misconception right now between being self-employed and being a true entrepreneur. Because entrepreneur is it's just a sexy term right now. It's no longer used for its real reason, right? You know, funny enough, right? There's large organizations who hire an internal entrepreneur to bring on new strategies and new ventures for that company to innovate, right? That's what an entrepreneur is. It's an innovator by just sheer means. But it's so twisted in its meaning right now that everybody is just kind of like, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. You know, I'm the CEO of, I sell shit out of my garage. So it's just it's so weird. But to kind of stay the course, and the message that I have for you guys, the graduating class of 2019, listen, you can't go back and undo your degree. The main thing that I want you guys to figure out right now is, what's my next step, right? Why did you get this degree in the first place? If you got this degree in hopes that it would secure you a job, that's the wrong reason, okay? One of the things that I would recommend for people who, you know, are considering going to college, because you might be finding this video because of that, think of college as an opportunity to network at scale. You can really see who's who in the zoo when you're in college or going to your university and so on and so forth. And these are the people who you can start building a relationship with. The people who you might think, hey, that could be my future COO, or hey, that can be my future VP of communications, or hey, she can be, you know, the future HR manager, and so on and so forth. That's what college is. You know, what I got out of college was I made a couple of good connections, and unfortunately I did go in debt. But that's the least of my worries, right? Don't think that just because you get your degree, you're going to have a good paying job. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there who have incurred tens of thousands of dollars in college debt, and they are getting mediocre paying jobs in the $40,000 to $50,000 range. And some of you might be thinking, oh, $40,000 to $50,000, that's a lot of money. Guys, it really is not. With the basic cost of living today, $40,000 to $50,000 goes away like that. It's not really that much. And then some of you might be thinking, oh, but you know, with my bachelor's degree, I could get a $60,000 to $80,000 paying job. Yeah, but then you're taxed at a higher bracket, so that money goes away a lot quicker. So it's kind of like, where do you go, you know? So at this point, I'm rambling, guys. But the whole thing that I wanted to let you guys know is that forget about the fact that you already have your degree, or you're about to earn it. What are you going to do after this, right? What are you going to focus on that's going to really help you become the best version of yourselves? So if you're listening to this point, I really hope that you take some time to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions, please leave them below in the comments. And I hope to see you guys around. Take care. Bye.